So the Lakers got their first win of the season. Who cares? Let's go.
On your mark, get set. Let's go.
I can't do it. We'll do it live. Do it live! I'll write it and we'll do it live!
Mister, will you please wake up?
Montana looking, throwing in the end zone. Caught it! Right.
Palmero over the head of Jenks. Uribe charges, throws, out! And the White Sox have won the World Series.
And that'll do it. It's over. The Golden State Warriors return to a familiar place. They're on top of the NBA world.
We're down to 2, now to 1. Here's Jordan. Yes! He's all over the Chicago Bulls.
This is Snowman in the Morning.
Hey, this promises to be fun.
Oh, yeah!
Good morning. Welcome to the Manic Halloween Monday edition of Snowman in the Morning, and the chat is lit up already. Chris Dietz is in the house with us. Victor Locke's in the house with us. Oh, man. Wise is in the house with us, along with Sam Shady. And Sam, I have some unfinished business with you in terms of a collaboration. Trust me, we're going to get it done. We're going to get it done as I await the arrival of my partner. Oh, man, let's not waste any time. You know what? Dietz posed a wonderful question. And the question and the statement along with the question, he said, social media is on fire after a certain team gets its first win of the season on the same night another team they despise loses. Ha, 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 ha. Yep. Which should tell you the team they despise is going to be fine, and that team in Los Angeles is going to suck all year long. Let's go. It's time for the Whip Around presented by Fanatics. Framber Valdez pitched the Houston Astros to a tie in the World Series after the Philadelphia Phillies miraculously won Game 1, 6-5 on a JT Realmuto home run. Dusty Baker said you couldn't think about yesterday.
You know, this team has a short memory on bad occurrences and bad games, and you can't bring yesterday into today, or else it'll continue. You have to start all over again and just realize it's a new day, and hopefully we have a different outcome.
Jose Altuve talked about his Game 2 performance helping his confidence.
And it helps my confidence to get back my swing. So I feel good, and hopefully I keep going from now on and keep helping the team to win games.
As we take a look inside of game number 2, all the highlights are courtesy of KBME. Jeremy Pena got the Astros started early.
First pitch to Pena. Breaking ball, and that's past the third baseman, Bohm, and all the way to the wall and left. Altuve around third, he'll score. Pena trades places with him with a double of his own. 1-0 Astros.
Let's see. Altuve with a double, Pena with a double. Yordan Alvarez, you're next.
And the breaking ball's lifted to left and deep. Going back, Schwarber on the warning track. Leaps against the out-of-town scoreboard, and it's off the wall. Pena racing around third. He will score. Alvarez in the second with the Astros' third straight double. It's 2-0.
And Eller scored Yordan Alvarez to make it 3-0. And then Alex Bregman did this.
And Bregman clubs it deep to left center field. Going back, Schwarber still going back at the wall. See you later! 2-run home run for Alex Bregman. And the Astros lead is 5-0.
Robert Ford brings us the call, and he also brought it in to game 2.
The 0-1. Ground ball right side to his right, Altuve. He secures it with both hands, throws to first, and that is the ball game. The Houston Astros even up the World Series at a game apiece as they defeat the Philadelphia Phillies by a final of 5-2.
Game 3 is tonight in Philadelphia. Speaking of Philadelphia, poor Pittsburgh Steelers. Not. A.J. Brown caught not one, not two, but 3 touchdowns in the first half. 35-13 the final. The Eagles remain the only undefeated team in the NFL, flying high. Fly, Eagles, fly at 7-0. And that means if I can find the correct sound, I get to honor Sam Shady with this.
One, two, three. Hit 'em low, hit 'em high, and watch our Eagles fly. Fly, Eagles fly, on the road to victory. E-A-G-L-E-S, Eagles!
I played that here in my office a total of 6 times, 5 for the touchdowns and 6 for the victory. 35-13 Eagles. They are now 7-0 on the year. Let's see. There was a Sunday night game last night. It featured the Buffalo Bills and, oh yeah, they beat down the Green Bay Packers. Now, I know people are going to say, you shouldn't say it like that. Aaron Rodgers is one of the best quarterbacks in the league. Listen to me carefully. Aaron Rodgers is toast. Aaron Rodgers is done. And Trey Larkins, you're not going to like my next statement. Aaron Rodgers is washed. And he's been washed for a while. Matter of fact, Aaron Rodgers hasn't been good since Super Bowl 45. Oh, did I say that aloud? Yeah, just like Cam Newton wasn't himself after Super Bowl 50. Something about being beat up in Super Bowls, even though Aaron Rodgers won his and Cam Newton lost his and then acted like a petulant child afterwards. I just love the fact that Aaron Rodgers got weeped on Sunday Night Football and the Green Bay Packers are finished. Speaking of getting weeped, DJ Moore, you ought to be, let me choose my words carefully because I'm going to have Jay Spivey on here a little later. DJ Moore is an idiot. DJ Moore is a fool. DJ Moore cost his team first place in the NFC South because of after a miraculous touchdown. He took his helmet off like an idiot, cost his team 15 yards, and Eddie Pinheiro had this happen.
The kick is away, and it is no good. He missed the extra point from 48 yards. Well, what a huge penalty by DJ Moore.
And then on top of that, the Panthers had another chance to win, blew that in overtime, and then Younghoe Koo calmly, after the 2-minute warning in overtime, stepped on the field. West Durham, take us home.
Snap spot. Here's Koo for the win. Kick is away and drive home safely. Younghoe Koo from 41 yards wins the ball game. Arthur Smith and Atlanta are 4-4.
And they are in first place in the NFC South. Not the Saints, not the Bucks, definitely not the Panthers. The Atlanta Falcons are in first place in the NFC South. How in the hell did that happen? Well, Kyrie Irving is at it again. He responded to team owner Joe Tsai, who condemned the 7-time All-Star. How the hell did Kyrie Irving become an All-Star 7 times? That's a that's a discussion for a later. Anyway, Irving posted a link for the film Hebrews to Negro on social media. Sai said that the film is based on a book full of anti-Semitic disinformation. Sai said, quote, I want to sit down and make sure he understands this is hurtful to all of us. And as a man of faith, it is wrong to promote hate based on race, ethnicity, or religion. This is bigger than basketball. Close quote. Sometimes you just want to cover your face and say, sometimes you just want to cover your face and go, what are you doing? That's all you want to say. What the hell are you doing? And even then, I don't think he has an answer to that. Sad and crazy. And Dietz, I agree with you about celebration penalties. I mean, given the fact that the Panthers surrendered the lead and then later date. Spurs waived Josh Primo after he allegedly exposed himself to others in multiple incidents. The people spoke on the condition of anonymity because they were not authorized to speak publicly about the sensitive nature of the claims. Primo was released on Friday after exposing himself to others. Houston-based attorney Tony Busby, oh Jesus, confirmed to USA Today Sports that he is representing a former Spurs female employee who alleged Primo exposed himself to her. Dear God. Dear God. I mean, Tony Busby is involved again. What in the absolute... I better close this now before I cuss. That's the Whip Around presented by Fanatics. To the Fanatics feedback zone we go. Dietz was the first one in here. He posed those two things. Spooky good morning on this Halloween Manic Monday. Can y'all believe it's Halloween? I can't either. Breaking news, XFL team names released, and they are as follows. The Arlington Renegades, the DC Defenders, the Orlando Guardians, the Houston Roughnecks, the Seattle Sea Dragons, the St. Louis Battlehawks, the San Antonio Brahmas. I think that's something to do with the bull, I think. And the Vegas Vipers. Thank you, Sam Shady, for that. Surprise question for you all. What's your favorite horror movie or show? Don't have one. I don't like horror. Given some of the people who I've lived with over the years, I don't like horror. Victor Lott says, good morning, Mr. Dietz. Wise is in the house with us in the chat. Good morning, everyone. What the heck is a Brahma? I'm thinking... See, why does The Rock come to mind when I hear that nickname? That's all I want to know. Why does The Rock come to mind when I hear that nickname? Cole Johnson's in the house with us. Good morning, sir.
Good morning to you, sir. I'm loving the background. That's nice.
Thank you. Fix your mic. Good. Yeah, exactly. I've done that too. I've done that too. Victor Locke says, good morning, Wise man. Wise returns the greeting. No New York teams in the XFL. Nope, not this time. Insane baseball this weekend. Andrew says, good morning. Fit Down Sports says, Wise, there's a very distinct reason for that. The rental fee at the Meadowlands is ridiculous compared to other sites. I agree with that.
100% agree with that.
Astros version of a triple-double, 3 consecutive doubles to begin the game. That World Series is tied at 1 game apiece. Philly already took care of their job by winning game 1, stealing home field advantage.
Agreed.
Absolutely agreed. Now you just woke up a sleeping giant with Houston, when they were allowed to swipe game 2. Imagine if Philadelphia swiped game 2. Victor Locke says the Steelers have rusted. They definitely have.
Nice wordplay.
Cool McCain, good morning to him. The Hawk TV in the house with us. Victor Locke says, good morning, Hawk. Bills Mafia, get the tables. I want your thoughts on that beatdown in Buffalo. Talk to me, please.
All right. Here is what's so scary about that game. The Bills didn't play their best. In fact, Josh Allen was not at his best. In fact, he threw 2 picks in that game. So he was average.
Those, I believe, came in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, and both came in the fourth quarter. He played average.
Mm-hmm.
The offense actually played a little bit above average. The defense even played a little bit above average, and they still beat a team by double digits. So not even at their best, they still spanked the team. That to me is scary.
I said something a few minutes ago before we go to break. I said 3 statements about Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers is cooked. Aaron Rodgers is washed. Aaron Rodgers is done.
Oh, no. Well, and I will add to that because I agree with
Please
all
do.
that. Aaron Rodgers, Packers fan. Packers
Trey Larson's.
Mm-hmm. Aaron Rodgers is no longer your best player on the team. That guy wears number 33. He plays in the backfield. His name is Aaron Jones. If you don't feed him more than you need to, guess where the Packers will be if you rely on the right arm of Mr. Ayahuasca. You'll be in the same spot that you normally are in January, but it'll be a little earlier.
Much earlier. It'll be after week 17 and not after the divisional playoff. Lavaris is in the house with us. Says, what up, Snow and chat? What's going on, Lavaris? Chris Deeds gives him a welcome. Sick Diggy with us from Norway says, happy Halloween. Andrew greets him as well. Victor posed a question about a favorite horror movie. I don't have one because I don't like horror.
Aliens.
And besides, I've lived with horror in my life.
I'm not the biggest horror fan, but I love Nightmare on Elm Street simply because of the comedic value, not because of it scaring me.
Yeah. Nightmare on Elm Street never scared me.
No, it didn't scare me either.
It's like you said, it's the comedic value.
Mm-hmm.
It's the comedic value. Cole Sports is indeed in the house with us.
Thank you, Vic.
Pizzle did a great job on his play-by-play reaction yesterday with the Dolphins.
Congrats to your Dolphins, Pizzle.
Lavaris posed a question. Do you think Tom Brady is washed? Tom Brady's been washed since he lost 3 Super Bowls. Does that answer your question?
I will definitely talk about that a little later on when we debut a new segment called Reality Check.
I think Tom Brady's needed a reality check since Super Bowl 52. Wait, let me change that. Let me change that. He's needed a reality check since the Tuck rule. Oh, did I say that aloud?
20 years ago, huh? Okay. Almost 21 years ago. Okay.
Matter of fact, they're not the only ones that needed a reality check. I'll save that for another time. Support the show if you would, please, kind people. You can do so via Cash App. The tag you need is Tallman Dr. K50. Also, you can support the show via Patreon. Patreon.com/SIT Morning. Back in a flash.
This is Snowman in the Morning.
Snowman in the Morning with Cole Johnson is brought to you by Penis Water for the ebbs and flows of life. Trust Penis 15 is 15 water.
Welcome back to Snowman in the Morning.
You are an ass.
You like that, huh?
You are an ass. I love you for that. We just talked about that Friday. And thank you, Chris Bass, for that voice.
Shout out to Chris Bass on that VO.
Oh, my heavens. That's the second one. That's the second one. First, the whole facts, and now the penis water. Anyway. Pick up the podcast of Snowman in the Morning wherever you get your podcast. It's now listed on TuneIn as well.
Oh, nice.
Yes, as well as the Odyssey app. LeVar's chimes in. Oh, yes. No, Lakers got their first win yesterday. Who cares?
This is a team that most people said was going to go to the finals. They should not struggle so mightily.
This is a team that's going to go 1-81 on the year.
They should not struggle. They should not struggle so mightily, but they are,
and they're going to continue to. They're going to continue to struggle.
Yeah.
LeVar's, don't you fool with me about this.
Yes.
LeVar's.
Thank you, LeVar's.
I want a link to that.
Please send that bad boy. Please send it. Oh, yes.
I want a link to that. Anyway, Mr. Johnson.
See, I scheduled this on purpose because I knew when I received the text message.
Quit your talking and give me my damn receipt.
Be quiet. When I received the text message at around 8:30 last night, saying 8:30 your time last night, saying, "You owe me a receipt, sir." I'm like, yes, I owe Minnie a receipt, but the first one will be deposited to you. Yeah.
Thank you very much. Now, for a few reasons for that receipt. Actually, the two words I give to you are Christian McCaffrey, and
it looks like he has found his founding youth.
Well, we can prove that by playing this, because in the second quarter of a 7-0 game, Mr. McCaffrey did this.
Bro.
Kittle is inside of Ayuk, right? They motion McCaffrey, backwards pass to McCaffrey, and he's going to throw downfield wide open. Brandon Ayuk, touchdown! San Francisco! He can run! He can catch! Fire! Christian McCaffrey can throw!
No cap. No cap.
Yes.
That would be a throw the late Walter Payton would be proud of. That was a nice throw.
And a nice design.
Yeah. Oh,
and a nice
play was
design.
designed beautifully. The play was designed beautifully.
A nice design. You're talking about getting someone involved in the offense quickly. 7 apiece became 14-7 Rams. You think the Rams had control, but the 49ers got a field goal a minute before halftime, making it 14-10. And then in the third quarter, after a stand, Mr. McCaffrey, do it again.
In the gun, McCaffrey left. They motion McLeod to the left inside of Ayuk. Kittle and Willie Snead are right. Now they go empty, and McCaffrey goes right. It is Garoppolo looking. Garoppolo under pressure, throws to the back of the end zone. Caught by Christian McCaffrey. Touchdown! CMC!
Dynamite!
The 49ers have the lead.
Rod West, F you and your Patriots. They get no respect from me, and I'm not handing out any receipts. Y'all beat the Jets, for God's sakes. You're supposed to.
Unfortunately, I will hand a receipt because I picked the Jets.
I'm not handing a receipt.
I have to because I thought the Jets was going to do business with the Patriots, and unfortunately, they reverted back to form when they played the Patriots. It sickens me.
Which means our pending guest is not going to be happy this morning.
Oh, I know he's not.
And Rod, you still get no receipts from me because LeBron blows, and so does Tom Brady. Thank you very much.
Oh, we can gain receipts over that.
I'm not handing out any kind of receipts unless they are warranted. 17-14 49ers at the time. And on that play, I gotta talk about that play because I watched that. McCaffrey sprinted to the sideline, wasn't even supposed to be in the play. He was not even supposed to be in the play.
No, because that pass was intended for Kittle.
It was definitely intended for Kittle. But McCaffrey saw what was going on, saw a scramble drill, took off. And who did he beat in the back of the end zone? Taylor Rapp. Taylor, it's a wrap for you. Your career is finished. 17-14 49ers. We moved to the fourth quarter, and McCaffrey decided to complete the triple play.
First and goal, 1 yard line. Garoppolo in the shotgun. McCaffrey to his right. They're going to give it to McCaffrey coming left. McCaffrey, touchdown! San one. Cisco. He has thrown one. He has caught one. He has run one. He can do it all.
And a little note about that. The first player to run and throw and catch a touchdown since Hall of Famer LaDainian Tomlinson did it in 2005.
Yep, 17 years ago.
Yep. And speaking of George the Animal Kittle.
Garoppolo under center. 3, 2, 1. Ayuk in motion. It's a roll for Jimmy left, looking for McCaffrey. Taken away. Will throw for the back of the end zone. Caught by George Kittle. Touchdown, San Francisco.
31-14 the final. And the 49ers head into their bye week, one game ahead of last year's pace. Go ahead, sir.
Now, I will address this to our guest that comes tomorrow. Mr. Playmaker, you should be ashamed of your team. You should be ashamed of the Rams because they, just like the Packers, are SAWFT. They are soft. And I'm not saying it to be funny. I'm not saying it as a joke. I'm not saying to get under your skin.
You saw in the second half.
Unfortunately, if you have any semblance, any scintilla of a running game, you can run roughshod over the Rams. And that should not happen.
18 carries, 94 yards. I beg your pardon.
That's McCaffrey stats. Yeah. That's McCaffrey stats.
That's just McCaffrey. You know, Jeff Wilson had 34 yards also. But see, the 49ers have always been able to run the football.
I believe so. I can't remember the game and when, but yes,
I want to say 83. I want to say 83 is when Marcus Allen did it with the Raiders.
That sounds about it. It was the Raiders, I know.
He did it. Right. He did it in their Super Bowl year of 83.
Okay, yeah, that sounds about right. Exactly, A Pizzle. The Rams are soft, and it's sad. We're talking about a defending world champs, and they can be punched in the mouth time and time on both sides of the line of scrimmage, time and time again.
They could be punched in the mouth and kicked in the gonads.
And what sucks about this L they took to the 49ers, the 49ers were understaffed. They were undermanned, and they still got punched in the mouth.
Listen, the 49ers didn't have half of their team.
And they still
before, I think it was Saturday.
Yeah.
When it was known that Deebo Samuel wouldn't be available to them.
It was Saturday.
And I looked at that game. My wife was watching it with me, and she says, "Do you really think they have a chance?" I said, "They're playing the Rams." And she says, and she knows the legend of Deebo Samuel. Well, they're not. They don't have Samuel, but they do have McCaffrey,
and because of that, they have now swept the season series with the Rams.
Not once,
not
two,
twice, not three
times,
but 4 consecutive seasons. 2019, 2021, and this year. The only win the Rams have had against the 49ers in that stretch was last year's NFC Championship game.
And they damn near lost that.
And they were within 2 minutes of losing that game. Yeah.
I think I have a sound that can describe what Christian McCaffrey did yesterday. In case y'all didn't hear it, let me play it again.
But yeah, now I will say the 49ers have actually, even in the bye, they have put themselves in prime position because they already have a win in hand against the Seahawks. So now all they have to do is when they play them in Seattle, take care of business there, and they can
all they do is
AFC West.
All they have to do is take care of business in Seattle and get one against the Cardinals. That's all they
don't
have
to do them both. Yeah,
because the magic number to win the NFC West for San Francisco is now 2. They've swept the Rams. They're 1 up on Seattle. They haven't seen Arizona yet, and they're going into the bye.
Right,
they're going into the bye,
which for them actually is a pretty good time because afterwards. A lot of big time names are supposed to come back for him. So,
including Eric Armstead, who has yet to see the field this year.
I think the most important name to come back is him, because the one thing that I think the 49ers have missed was a guy who could help stop the run. He comes back. Not only can he help stop the run, he also can put pressure on the quarterback.
Exactly, and that fearsome foursome will be fearsome. I mean, Nick Bosa is the man. Okay.
Oh,
and
no
he's
question.
about to get paid.
There ain't no question. He's the man. He's no question. He is the guy. He is the guy on the defensive end.
Let me give you one of these. They gave him one of those.
Ooh.
Wait a minute.
You know the
let me give you.
You know the W they had in San Francisco against the 49ers? I mean against the Rams.
Yes.
That game was something. They dominated that game, but this was even more satisfying because this was a greater domination of the Rams.
And they had only half their team.
Yeah.
And again, did you notice SoFi Stadium?
It was
Three
not
quarters
half.
of it was red.
But if it was not half, at least 2/3 of that stadium was red, and that's not an exaggeration. Because I remember hearing the third downs the Rams had, and it sounded as if they were in Levi Stadium. I'm like, goodness gracious! No wonder why y'all complain.
It's talk when I play louder.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that was everything yesterday that the Rams faced. And by the way, one more for Mr. McCaffrey.
Tiger uppercut.
Oh Lord.
Yeah, I'm in a Street Fighter mood. All right, it's time for some coffee.
All right, let's get the mug out.
No drink this morning, Ryan?
I do have a drink. I just wish it had alcohol in it.
Man, look. Man, listen.
Also, just disclaimer, this is not a Halloween costume. This is my face, just FYI.
You starting early. Oh my god.
Oh, I'm in a mood.
This is before he busted out. Y'all remember the one time McCarthy was on with us and he had a liquor bottle and he had a glass of other thing.
I would be in a mood too. I would be in a mood too. Yeah.
Oh, for a myriad of reasons. For a myriad of reasons.
Yeah. I would be in a mood too, considering that your Jets played a decent first half, but they simply was like in the third quarter.
Yeah, a lot of it had to do with that penalty that should not have been a penalty that brought back that pick six. And the explanation, I saw this in the press conference. One of the beat reporters asked Saleh, "Oh, what was the explanation for the John Franklin Myers penalty on Mac Jones, the roughing the passer penalty?" And Saleh said, and I say this with a straight face, he hit him too hard.
Bitch, are you for real?
Thank you, Dolomite.
Hold up. That's his job.
Back up.
That's his doggone job. He's supposed to hit him so hard at times that the quarterback will remember, oh, Lord, I should not do this next time. And if he gets injured, so what? Hit the quarterback too hard. Unless it's the knee or the head, miss me with that excuse. Please.
He hit him too hard.
He hit him.
Did I hear that correctly?
Hard. Yes.
You for real?
The Jets were. Mac Jones did not look great at all in this game.
No.
The Jets were in his face. They sacked him, I think, 4 or 5 times.
Yeah, they sacked him 6 times.
Six times. Yeah.
So no. Mac Jones did not look good at all. It's unfortunate that Zach Wilson looked worse than Mac Jones did.
Oh my gosh, Zach Wilson.
There goes all that momentum right out the door.
There's a grumbling amongst the fan base asking if Zach is the guy.
Oh no. Okay, so he had a bad
We're starting
game.
this conversation now.
We're starting this all.
Okay, so he had a bad game. Correct me if I'm wrong. This is his second year in the league, right?
Yes.
Yes.
So you're still going to have these type of hiccups every now and then. So just because he had this one bad game doesn't mean that you should give up on this guy. Not necessarily saying you, Ryan, but I know you're high on him still. But Jets fan was pretty much saying this is our guy of the future.
Mm-hmm.
And they kept saying it, especially in this winning streak that the Jets had.
Mm-hmm.
Now it just took 60 minutes for them to say, nah, he ain't it. Really?
No, this is a widely discussed topic amongst the Jets fan base,
really?
especially after yesterday's game. Now, there were a couple throws that were interceptions; those were preventable because on two of those plays, he had guys out in the flat that were wide open. On the first interception, he had Michael Carter in the flat, wide open, could have passed it to him, could have ran out of bounds, saved some time. Second interception, same thing. He had Braxton Berrios in the flat, waiting for him. Didn't see him. So his eyes has got to change. And the other thing is, and I don't know if it's just the mentality of this generation or what, but I sound like my dad now. Great, thanks a lot. This is my
Brian and I have said that often moment. About ours.
I'm about to tell Zach Wilson to get off my lawn.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I got to do it again. I got to do that again.
So what is your supposed to get off your lawn take?
My get off my lawn take is stop trying to make highlight reel plays. You can't always be the highlight dude. This is just. I don't understand this mentality of trying to play the hero, trying to make the highlight play. Just do your job, dude. Do your job.
Well,
don't turn the ball over. Run for the first down. Get out of bounds. Throw the ball away. Take the sack. Do something.
No lie told there. An example of another game. The Panthers Falcons. So Panthers up 10-7. They have the ball first and 10 at their 35. Walker drops back. He's trying to set up a screen, but there's two Falcons defenders rushing him. So he tries to throw it over to both of them. He throws over the first one. The second one catches it, though, and runs it back for a pick six.
Back for a touchdown. Yep.
If he would have basically either just ate it or throw the ball at the feet and have it be incomplete, that wouldn't be 6 points the other way.
Right.
Do your job. Oh, I'm so sorry. That's the mantra of the team that unfortunately your Jets played.
Yeah.
And
Jay Moore.
I'm going to talk about him in the second hour because I got something to say to him too. But
we all are.
But here's the thing about Jets fans. You all know what Bill Belichick does. He tries his best to say, well, basically his mantra is, other than you do your job, quote, I'm going to take away what you do best. You're going to have to beat me with something else. Close quote.
Yep.
And guess what that something else was yesterday?
It took away the run.
Yeah. Zach Wilson, you're going to have to beat us. And right now, he's too young to actually do that in the correct fashion. But you know something? That is not a slight on him because he's given issues to Patrick Mahomes. And correct me if I'm wrong, the dude has a Super Bowl championship in his mantle. So if he can befuddle the best of quarterbacks, you don't think he won't befuddle Zach Wilson?
This season was supposed to be Zach Wilson's step up. Now he's taking 2 steps back, and it's concerning.
I'll agree with that. Yeah,
concerning. It's very frustrating that the Jets have had to go through all these quarterbacks over the tenure of Belichick being in New England.
Yeah.
And there's no solution. There's no solution. And Chad Pennington would have been that guy if his shoulder hadn't been mangled.
Right.
I think it would have been Brady Pennington for a good I wouldn't say 20 years, but
at least 10. Yeah.
At least a good decade.
Yeah. He's a good 10. Yeah.
So, but also there's also this thing that Belichick hates the Jets with a white hot burning passion of 1,000 suns, as does Devin McCourty, because he's a New Jersey kid. Supposedly the Jets were supposed to draft him.
McCourty's a Jersey kid. I totally forgot about
Yeah, and they didn't, and now he plays the Jets twice a year, and I don't think he's ever lost as a member of the Patriots to the Jets. So,
okay, so you're a Jets fan. You've been a Jets fan probably all your life. So
yep.
So
I can explain why in another segment, but yeah, I've been a Jets fan my entire life.
So you actually do believe that Belichick has this chip on his shoulder when it comes to the Jets because he was the head coach of the team for, I don't know, 15 minutes?
I wouldn't say because of that. I mean, if you watch the Two Bills documentary, I've only seen it once, and I'll only ever see it once.
I think I've only seen it once too.
Yeah. When they were at MetLife Stadium, and both Parcells and Belichick were touring MetLife Stadium.
Yeah.
And the crew asked, "Hey, you want to stop in the Jets locker room?" And they're both like, "No."
No. I do remember that. Yeah.
I think part of it had to do with Hess passing away.
This is the ownership group for sure.
Ownership group, and they both do not like the Johnson brothers. They don't like them at all.
I thought so. I didn't know who in the ownership group they did not like. Okay, that makes sense then.
And I have a visitor, so here you go. Hey, bud.
How you doing? I'm sorry.
He's come to say hi. This is my show mascot for No Credentials Required. He's he's a good guy. Yeah, right, but life goes on.
Yeah. So the Jets fall to 5-3, and surprisingly, they actually fall to 1-3 at home. But here's a silver lining. No, they still are in second place in the AFC East.
Oh yeah. But I forgot to mention the Pats are still in last place in the AFC East. So.
Yes, even with that win, the Pats still are the cellar dwellers in the AFC East. Yes. So the Jets they still in second place. Yes, they are tied 5-3 with the Dolphins, but the 40-17 butt whooping they put on the Dolphins at home passed them with the tiebreaker advantage over them.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
So the next opponent that comes to town will be the AFC East leading Bills. How much of a chance do you give them to actually make this a game?
They'll be competitive. They'll be competitive. It's going to be on Zach Wilson to not make mistakes like he did yesterday. Those 3 interceptions were they were forced errors because Matt Judon is in his nightmares.
Yeah. I was about to say
ever since Matt Judon rolled his leg last year, he's just been in his kitchen.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't like that, dude. Come on.
All right. So then the next question I have to ask you is,
you
now have
Putty Tat.
Yeah, along. He's right
here.
Oh,
I see the. I see the tail therein.
Mm-hmm. All right. So the next question
also nudging me.
So the next question I have to ask you is: now you've seen them play a full game without Breece Hall. Do you think they actually miss him more than they let on?
Yes. They also miss Elijah Vera Tucker, who is probably their best. Actually, he is their best offensive lineman, and they struggled yesterday. I think Zach
they couldn't run well. Yeah.
They didn't run well, and they didn't pass protect well.
No, they didn't pass protect at all.
And I'm starting to think that left side, Dwayne Brown, and
you've seen better days, my
Tomlinson. Yeah, Dwayne Brown and Laken Tomlinson. I have concerns about that left side. All of a sudden, I mean, I love Laken Tomlinson, and he was a great addition to the team, but he's a better run blocker than he is a pass blocker, and it was pretty evident yesterday. So
yeah.
And now, unfortunately, you have the book out on the team. So defensively, you're not going to do much against them successfully because you got some beasts on defense.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
So you have to thank your lucky stars that you actually get something successfully done against the Jets defense. Because with the mistakes that the Jets gave the Patriots, to have them only score 22 points is a miracle.
Mm-hmm.
And that is attributed to how good of a unit and how solid of a unit the Jets defense is. But the book is, okay, we want Zach Wilson to throw. That is now the game plan. So now it is up to Wilson to say, okay, if it's up to me to beat you, I will. Do you think he could take on the mantle of actually saying, all right, the game plan's on my shoulders. All right, Jets fans. All right, Jets players. Hop on my back. I'm going to take you to the promised land. Do you think he's ready to do that right now?
And while Ryan thinks of that answer, I would play the Jeopardy theme, but I don't think he'll need that long.
I don't think he needs that long either.
I don't know, guys. I don't know.
Matter of fact, you know what? Let me just.
I'm going to say right now, no. Right now, no. He needs to grow up.
He
needs to grow up, and he needs to.
Honest.
He needs to be. He needs to get on the same page with Mike LaFleur.
Agreed.
They need to get on the same page. They had to figure out a way.
This is for you.
But I already answered the question.
I couldn't find it in time, so I
okay.
do it. I was busy picking off other sounds that I'm going to use later that I didn't think of. I didn't think of this one.
If I ever stated this before, I'll state it now. I love you so much, Ryan McCarthy.
Love you, Ryan.
He was so
you
fun.
By the way, thank you for the Cole. Can you play my new sponsor for the McCarthy for the
yes.
Coffee with to start the hour?
Oh no,
Oh sure, no problem.
Please,
I will oblige you, sir, because we have to thank you for this.
Snowman in the Morning with Cole Johnson is brought to you by Penis Water for the ebbs and flows of life. Trust Penis 15 Water.
Mr. McCaffrey,
the legendary Chris.
I will say to you what I said to Cole when he surprised me with that ad after the first segment.
He voiced it, you wrote it.
You an ass.
Thank you.
But I love it. I love it.
I was about to say,
this was while I'm playing sounds here, while I'm having fun. This was
bottled in the waters of Lake Minnetonka.
Yes. And I've seen, and I used to live in Minnesota, so I'm familiar with Lake Minnetonka.
Buddy, what are you doing? Come here. There we go.
That's a putty tat.
That's my buddy.
Lord.
And his name is
Tagalong. He's been on the show before.
Tagalong. That's right.
Yeah. Yes.
My brain's not all the way on yet. This was Ryan's reaction after the second half started for the Jets.
I'm as mad as hell, and I'm not going to take this anymore.
Yeah, I was watching Red Zone yesterday as to avoid an aneurysm. And every time they cut to a Zach Wilson, every time they cut to the Jets on offense, and Zach Wilson was on, like, he threw another pick, didn't he? He threw another pick, didn't he?
No, he threw another pick, didn't he?
And he threw another pick.
Well, it certainly didn't echo the last 4 weeks of Ryan saying, "It's bacon!" with the wins.
Oh my gosh!
I don't know why I have all the.
No, but
this is what the hoodie and the Patriots were thinking yesterday about the Jets.
Kill that!
Man.
That it's amazing though. I will still say, Bill Belichick just has a knack of eliminating what you do best, and he just dares you to beat him with what you don't do well.
Mm-hmm.
And
just ask the Buffalo Bills.
Yeah, and you would
the wind,
and you would think that this would not work, but it keeps working. It keeps working for him, and
it does.
And I actually did think going into this game, Ryan, I actually thought, okay, the Jets have the momentum. They have a few ugly wins under the belt because those are actually good, and they even have a blowout. So I'm thinking, okay, so they're learning how to win different ways. Now they have an opponent that I don't think you need any type of motivation for to beat. I mean, they're a divisional rival. This team has had your lunch for maybe the lone exceptions of the 2010 divisional round.
Mm-hmm.
Besides that, this team has basically had your lunch for 20 years. I mean, you have this you have all of this built-in motivation to want to show that this is a new regime, a new day, and you still play the same way against a Patriots team that isn't as good as they were when they were their Super Bowl heyday.
And they're shorthanded.
Yeah.
And they're short.
Yep.
I can encapsulate what's in Ryan's head right now. And to add a little Mel Blanc onto it.
Kill the rabbit, kill the rabbit, kill the rabbit.
But I still don't believe it's the end of the Jets, though.
It's not. They just have to beat him.
Because I still have to give credit to your defense, man. I mean, look, they kept you in this game. They kept you in this game, and if they can manage, if the Jets offense can manage to have that one key play at the end of the game, and the defense keeps them in it like they did yesterday, I think that you'll see a flop of that score. Because
I hope so.
Yeah, it should have been 17-3 at the half.
Yeah, it definitely should have been 17-3 at half. The fact it was the fact it was 10-6. I'm like, what the heck? Okay, yeah.
Yeah, I was looking at that. I'm like, well, what the hell happened?
Yeah. Oh, we also got to address that. Speaking of really egregious calls, that Mariota Hail Mary attempt, the Mariota Hail Mary attempt at the end of regulation that should have been a DPI wasn't a DPI. Call a DPI.
Agreed.
I think they have it out for the Jets. This is my get off my lawn take. I think they have it out for the Jets because the Jets are good.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they have it for they have it out for certain teams, and that call you just mentioned, Ryan, that should have been called.
I'm still tripping over the roughing the passer penalty that was called, and the explanation was the guy hit the quarterback too hard.
Hit him too hard.
And I'm still flabbergasted.
I mean,
I'm still flabbergasted by that.
At all? That's all I want to know. Did he give him a tiger uppercut
No, he just shoved him to the ground. That was it.
And the problem with that is,
okay. What was excessive? That's roughing the passer?
I'm still trying to figure that out.
So what are these defenders about?
How the hell is that roughing the passer?
So what are these defenders? What are these defensive linemen and these outside linebackers supposed to do? They're supposed to just two-hand touch him now? I don't understand this.
Did you ever watch? Did you guys ever watch the South Park episode of Sarcastiball?
No.
Where it's turning. If you have HBO Max or whatever it's called now, if you find that episode of South Park, it's brilliant because it encapsulates what the NFL is now to a T.
I love it.
I swear, man. Quarterbacks today should be wearing red jerseys.
Mm-hmm.
They should.
And the padded helmet.
Yeah. Red jerseys, padded helmet. And the rule is if you get within 1 foot of the quarterback, one stride of a quarterback, that's a sack. I mean, it's getting to that degree of ridiculous.
Here's how we'll close this segment out. It's not like they gave him a
Sonic boom
or a and a
Yoga fire.
And to finish it off, the Jets should be pissed at the league because they were basically given a
tiger uppercut
on the lack of DPI
and a middle finger.
And a middle finger.
And gentlemen, I'm going to leave you with this quote by a certain quarterback. I mentioned this quote a few weeks ago. So, Cole, if you don't mind opening.
Oh, sure.
Oh, yeah.
No problem, Mr. McCarthy.
Thank you. The quarterback messes up, doesn't see the blitzer, or the line screws up. I don't know what happened. The quarterback or the lineman on offense. The defensive player comes in and hits him hard, and they throw a flag on the defense.
Close quote. Ugh.
Again.
Thomas Patrick Edward Brady. September 3rd, 2021.
And again.
Tiger uppercut.
That's Mr. McCarthy. Ryan McCarthy joins us as he does each and every Monday for the frivolities of the Jets and the frivolities of the NFL. Don't
Yes.
forget, no credentials required.
Yep. Tomorrow
each and
it's
tomorrow.
Yep,
It's tomorrow.
Well, we got Crash Landing Monday as opposed to Victory Monday at 8:45 tonight. No credentials required to 7:00 p.m. tomorrow Eastern. And my other project, Have Another Donut, a New Jersey Devils podcast. New episode releases today at 11:11 a.m. So,
nice.
If you want to hear, if you want to talk about,
where's Martin Brodeur when you need him? No,
he's actually in the the Devils are doing pretty well. They've won 6 out of 7.
Yeah,
so they're lighting up the league right now. So
cool,
I'm
cool,
very happy. And to answer your question, Martin Brodeur is actually, I think he's an executive VP with the Devils.
That's what I thought. I thought he was in the front office. Yeah.
Yep.
Where he belongs.
And they had Ken Denico Day yesterday. 40 years with the Devils. Starting yesterday. So
very nice. Very nice. Thank you, Ryan. We love
Thanks,
you.
gentlemen.
Thanks, brother.
Thank you, Ben.
Snowman in the Morning with Cole Johnson is brought to you by Penis Water for the ebbs and flows of life. Trust Penis 15 Water.